What are the characteristics of a skilled speaker? What is so special about people that help them become better speakers? The characteristics are the features or the skills that make them better in doing something. One of the skills that is needed for skilled speakers is to be able to analyze his audience, which means to classify them, differentiate them into groups to be able to deal with them the right way. How would a speaker analyze or identify his audience to react accordingly? The speaker needs to know the following. Speakers need to learn about the 4 types of audience: the supportive, the uncommitted, the indifferent, and the opposed audience. What is so special about them, and how do they react with the speaker? What kind of a feedback do they give? And what is the best way to use with each one? The supportive audience. Who are they? Every speaker would like to have a supportive audience. The supportive audience is friendly, its members like you and what you have to say. This is the easiest audience to address, because the members are ready to support and promote your ideas. Laughter, hugs, and handshakes come easily with this group. For example, a political candidate asking his staff for its continued efforts after a big win would be addressing a supportive audience. A school team asking the students at a rally for continued support would probably be met with enthusiastic cheers. Your main objective with listeners in this type of audience is to reinforce what they already accept. With the supportive audience, you want to strengthen your ties with them. Generally, the supportive audience doesn't need a great deal of information. Sometimes, though, the supportive audience has bought you as a person but doesn't know much about what you are selling. In such a case, take time to present your material thoroughly. For instance, students might strongly support you for a class office because you are well known, well liked, and well respected. If, however, you propose a new homeroom concept as part of your platform, you had better be ready to offer persuasive, well-thought-out details to support your idea. If you don't, your audience might begin looking for another candidate. The supportive audience is a speaker's dream. Don't take these listeners for granted, though. Your key to persuasive success is to keep them enthused about you and your objectives. Type 2. The uncommitted audience. You have a good chance of persuading the uncommitted audience because it is neutral. This type of audience isn't for you or against you, its members simply need information to make up their minds. The prevalent attitude among the members of the uncommitted audience is usually, "Okay, let's hear what you have to say. Convince me." It is then your job to be convincing. When you are interviewing for a job, employers will usually be impartial. They aren't taking sides, they want the best person for the job, whoever it might be. Similarly, a scholarship committee or a representative from a college you wish to attend will most likely be unbiased, free from favor toward one side or another. These interviewers want the best applicants to be rewarded and accepted, they have no reason to favor one student over another. With these audiences, the uncommitted, you have the task of selling yourself, your talents, and your potential. Specific information, such as your past working experience, your current grade point average, your participation in extracurricular activities, and your community involvement, might provide the substance needed to bring your listeners over to your side. Examples of uncommitted audiences can be found every day in courts of law. It's the defense lawyer's job to persuade the jury that the defendant is not guilty. The jury is, of course, supposed to remain uncommitted until all of the evidence is in and fairly weighed. Only then can a rational, just decision be reached. Similarly, you face a type of jury every time you speak in front of an uncommitted audience. You can often win your case if you present your position clearly and persuasively and support it with solid information. Let's continue to part 2 to know more about the types of audience.